Vibes fans. Welcome to episode 9 of season 6 of Good Vibes by me, Jerry Holley. So, first off and foremost, I want to thank Daniel for coming on last week's show. It was a great show. I'm not sure how many people have listened to it or watched it yet, but I highly recommend watching it. And one, yes, StreamYard is a possibility of me moving forward. Right now, I'm not 100% sure if it is the right way to go for me because I'm still learning the ropes of it, obviously. So I'll admit that straight up that StreamYard is an amazing product. I will highly recommend those who want to try out. I would recommend it. So first things and foremost, we're gonna make this. This is the New Year's special, obviously, for this year. And so actually, it's not really special. It's an actual episode for once, because last year it was a special. If anyone remembers that episode with my then supervisor Andre, she still oversees the whole department I'm in. But now I've moved on to another supervisor who's still within the same department. But I still talk to Andre, obviously, and me and her still interact, of course. So. But first things first, before we jump into today's appreciation, support vibes, and positive uplifting vibes, here is our sponsor ad from the Special Chronicles Network. The Good Vibes Show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, Good Vibes by Jerry Holley. If you love the Good Vibes Show, then you'll love the art podcast on the Special Chronicles Network. SpecialChronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast, newsletter, and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we can continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special needs. Visit SpecialChronicles.com/give to make a gift today. So, since this is a New Year's episode, so I guess I'm going to say for this year's appreciation for us, and this goes for the whole year, is I think actually I've been sort of thinking on this a little bit, but I think going for what it goes for the whole year, honestly, is everyone has been working remotely. And obviously, I don't know, mostly my whole office has been working remotely for over 21 months now. But also other people have been working remotely too, or going back in the office. And I think those who've learned how to be flexible and adapt in this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, I think it's just that they all deserve a support and appreciation as much as they can. They deserve a lot of appreciation and support because they've adapted and flexible to keep things going and keep things moving. And it's important to know that, one, that's how life needs to go. We need to keep on moving forward. And a lot of people don't realize that's kind of hard to do in the current situation we're in. But however, a lot of us figure out how to be adaptable and flexible in that situation. I'm, for one of those people as well. And like me, and yes, 21 months working from home. But the opportunity to actually just go take long walks in the morning and afternoons instead of just riding a bus in the morning and in the evening, I'm a little bit more active, and actually it's been more beneficial. I think, and that's a good thing. But also, I think the people working from home, or remotely in this case, have done so much, and I think we've seen our productivity levels gotten better. And I think a lot of people think working from home really stinks. Honestly, I'll admit to it myself. I hated working from home originally, but now I kind of enjoy it. I would love to do it more often, obviously. Now, of course, it depends on what my organization does, of course, as well. So, before we move into today's positive uplifting vibes, to wrap up 2021 and going into 2022, because I'm planning maybe I'll drop this episode right as the New Year starts, or to give you prior to the New Year. Here's our sponsor once again from the Special Chronicles Network. The Good Vibes Show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, The Good Vibes Show by Jerry Holley. If you love The Good Vibes Show, then you'll love the art podcast on Special Chronicles Network. SpecialChronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast, newsletter, and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we can continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special needs, visit SpecialChronicles.com/give to make a gift today. Now, I think some people might have noticed something a little aesthetically different about me, first and foremost. I should have known that. If you're watching the video, I actually am now wearing my new glasses, which have blue light filter in them. So now if you see like a little bluish light tint going in, that's the blue light filter built into it, obviously. But I just should have said that straight up in the first half of the episode, but now I'm saying it now to you folks. So yes, I have a new pair of glasses if you're watching this video wise, but also in the audio wise as well. So going into today's positive update vibes, and I think I thought about this quite a bit. This because it is gonna be a new year. Literally, by the time this episode, when this episode drops, is the end of 2021 and 2022 literally starts at midnight. I think it's start the new year fresh. I know we kind of lose the ability to stay fresh, obviously, in the new year. It's kind of, honestly, we'll all admit to it, difficult. But I think we can all do it still. And I think what is you stick to what you could do and actually do and then do more. And I know for me, obviously I have USA Games coming up, and that's an important thing I need to focus on, so I'm aiming to do my best for that. But I'm also looking at the opportunity to actually do a little bit more things around my house in Oregon. So I know this is basically going to be used for me in some way by my mom and sister as a way to sort of blackmail me and saying, like, you have to do things around the house. Like, yes, I'll admit to that. Straight up, I do have to do things around my house, obviously. And I really want to get organized and such so that I can find things better because I have a funny tendency to lose things, which is just not good either. But in reality, though, you need to set goals for yourself for the new year and meet them if possible. Meet them in some form of fashion. I know that's an important thing to know that one, they are New Year's resolutions, but we also need to focus on actually meeting those goals so we have a good year, even if we may not meet them by the end of the year. But the point is, we've done better in our lives, and I think that flexibility in our lives is important. So I just wanted to say, hey, that's important to do going into a new year, and I think we should all focus on it. So I'm not going to do the sponsor ad once again because we've already done it twice. I usually do it for the third time, but I might as well do it for a third time. Since I just took it back now, third time's a charm usually, as the saying goes. So the Good Vibes Show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast. If you love the Good Vibes Show, then you love the other podcasts on the Special Chronicles Network. Specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast and podcast newsletter and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we can continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special needs, visit specialchronicles.com/give to make a gift today. And with that, I'm going to now do my traditional Good Vibes Matter. So remember to follow the Good Vibes Show on Instagram, Good Vibes by JH, at Good Vibes by JH, and Facebook, facebook.com/Good Vibes by JH. Also subscribe to Good Vibes Good Vibes Show by Jerry Hoy on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Currently, I've had 255 listens, so I'm happy I hit the 250 mark before year's end. Maybe next year I'll probably hit 500. Who knows? I'm hoping this show really does get off the ground, and since I really want to build up a viewership, and obviously we'll make merch for y'all, but I think just having a show as it is right now is also important to share with you folks. And I just want to thank you all who've tuned in for all these for literally since 2021 and 2020 to 2021. And thank you all for tuning in so far on this journey of Good Vibes. And I hope you all enjoy it going to 2022, in which there will be a short little hiatus break at the end of this season. I'll admit to that straight up now. And then season 7, which is going to occur, and then it leads up to when USA Games happen. And during that time, I'm probably going to be taking like a 2-month break before I start up the season again for season 8. Who knows, I may do season 8 or season 9, probably. I'm not sure how long I'm going to do the seasons officially yet. But season 8 and 9 are planned to happen in 2022. I'm hoping for both of them to happen. I also have the season recaps to do yet for the show as well. So I just want to thank you all for tuning in so much in this show. And thank you so much again. So until literally next year, until the new year, everyone. See you in 2022. And have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Enjoy your New Year's Day. Spend time with your family. Enjoy it. And I want to note briefly that I did have a great time spending Christmas with my dad and stepmom down in Union Hall, Virginia. And it went very well. So until next time, everyone. Bye, everyone.